Ann, and John Amadon is visiting me on his way to Denver, Colorado, I think. I'm in Missouri, very near Branson, and Branson is the family fun capital of the United States. Las Vegas is the fun capital for the other segment of the population. Anyway, he's interested in my first picketing. I'm 91, but a year ago I did my first picketing because I joined a socially active church. And it happens to be connected with the Disciples of Christ, the Christian church. And it's called Community Christian Church. And it is headed by Dr. Roger Ray, and he was senior pastor of a local, very highfalutin church. He was there 19 years, but he just simply was too liberal for him. So when he left there, a group of his parishioners and others of us just kind of got together and decided that we'd have our own church. And one of the people said, I'll give $60,000 to get it started. I get to buy us a church. Let's just get us a little modest church and get started. Because we'd been renting at different places. And well, that was okay. The money's gone and you aren't any further with owning any place. So anyway, this little group of about 80 is very active. And one of the active things we do is our minister has an article every other week in the local newspaper, and it's about social justice and about the fact that we absolutely shouldn't be in this war, and that we're for all people being able to marry, and we're we're pro-choice. We're considered liberal in all areas. And so we picketed one of the local payday loan places, and there were about a dozen of us, and we stood on the main street in Glenstone with our signs, and it was a cold day, and several people honked at us and waved, and it gave us the high sign that they were in sync with us. But that was the only picketing I've done.
Well, and why were you picketing these?
Because the interests are so exorbitant. They get you hooked, and you're hooked because you need the money desperately, and you're willing to pay what they say they'll charge. Mm-hmm. But when the time comes to pay, you don't have it. Mm-hmm. Well, then the next loan is much higher interest, and before you're through, within a year maybe, why, you're paying 1,000% of interest.
It's a lot of money.
Well, it is to a person that's got practically none.
Absolutely.
And they need it so desperately that they're just grabbing at any stick. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the day of reckoning comes before they're able to. But they make good money doing that.
Sure.
People that otherwise you'd think were upright citizens.
So how long did you stand out there, Ann?
Oh, we were out there over an hour.
Over an hour?
Yeah, we were there over an hour.
Did the police come?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, it was very peaceable. And I'm sure that Roger told the police we were going to be there. And we weren't going to stop anybody or shout anything at anyone. And
did you talk to any of the loan company officials?
I don't think so. I think that our feeling was that they were just the peons. Mm-hmm. They were just hired to do their job, and they weren't the ones to talk to anyway.
And do you plan on going back again?
Well, I don't know. I could go back and would if the weather wasn't inclement. It was pretty cold that day, and if it got any colder, I wouldn't have been there. But and most of us, no, not most of us. I'd say half of us were old and half of us were young. It spanned our congregation.
Oh, that's
But
great,
what
Ann.
we really do is every Thursday, our little church feeds about 70 to 75 homeless.
Oh, that's great too.
And we buy and prepare the food, and we take it there and we serve it and clean it up.
Wonderful.
And we also, on our own, we buy sleeping bags and little dollar jars of jelly, petroleum jelly, and palm olive soap, and complete bars, and then at Christmas, I've been doing this this is third year, and at Christmas I always take lots of Christmas cards and lots of stamps, and give them all the Christmas cards that they want, and
That's
tell
great.
them, now here's some pens. You can put your address on, and I've got stamps for you. And we're hoping that they will make contact with some people if it's made that easy for them.
That's great. Thank you so much, Ann.